Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the long hiatus, because I wanted to wait for this. This is the all-new 2024 Chevy Silverado EV. It took a little while for us to get one in. Sorry for not posting content in a little bit. I wanted to wait for one of these to come in because I've been the last time I did a video, I did the brand new Traverse, and that was kind of the new generation of I guess Chevys to come. So I wanted to start with that and wait until I got one of the next ones. We got in a Chevy Silverado EV and a Chevy Equinox EV, which I will do next time. But this is just your work truck trim. I'll actually show you over at the sticker here. So this is a 2024 Silverado EV. There are currently 3 trim levels that you could choose from. There's the 3WT, the 4WT, which is this, and the RST. Now the 3WT starts at $74,900. The 4WT starts at $79,900. This one's just a hair over 80 because it's got the blackout package with the wheels and black bow ties. But then there's also the RST, which is fully loaded, has pretty much everything as of right now. They're supposed to come out with a Trail Boss trim level at some point, but we haven't heard anything about that yet, really. But that starts at $96,500, I believe, for the RST. And there are 2 different engines that you can, or not engines, electric motors that you can get. It's what they call E4-wheel drive. There's 2 electric motors, dual motor, one for the front wheels, one for the rear wheels. Total system outputs 500 horsepower in the work truck trims, 500 horsepower and 615 pound-feet of torque. I'll show you the trunk here. This is pretty neat, so unlock it here. Notice the little blue E for their EV line. Work trucks actually have a WT badge now. Never had that before. Easy down tailgate. Now the RST will have a pass-through through to the back seat, kind of like an Avalanche used to. Not the work trucks though, just the RST. Back in here, you got quite a few plugs. You have 4 120 volt and a 240 volt. And then in here is just a little, you flip this tab and there's a little storage area you can put stuff in. Just a little bit of a pain in the butt to get that out because it's a very awkward position. There we go. But it's like 2 inches down, so you could put stuff in there if you really needed to. Kind of a hidden little compartment. This one came with a soft roll-up tonneau cover. This does still have remote start. Obviously, you're not going to hear the thing start up. And then there's also a button on the tailgate. If you hit it twice, the tailgate will also pop down. Or the frunk will open. I apologize. So there is also a button here for it. But if you hit this twice, it'll open this. There we go. So, probably not what a lot of people were expecting. So this is your front trunk. And it comes with a charger, both with 120 and 240 capability. So you already have that. So you already have a level 2 charger for your house. Level 3 charging, that's the DC fast charging. There's also a 120 right here. GM claims that you can get up to, with DC fast charging, the level 3 that you'd find commercially, normally at like gas stations, stuff like that. They claim you can get up to 100 miles in 10 minutes. And there's because of the 2 different battery options, there's actually 2 different capacities. And that'll lock itself in place, which is nice. There's 2 different batteries. The 3WT, which is not this one, this is the 4WT. The 3WT only has a range, I say only, but that's actually pretty decent. It only has a range of about 375 miles. But it can tow up to 12,500 pounds. This one's kind of the opposite. So this one tows a little bit less. It tows about 10,000 pounds. But the range is just about 500 miles. GM estimates about 450 miles. It's at about 78% right now, but at 100% battery when we charged it up, it was over 500 miles. It was like 510 miles, so pretty crazy. Obviously, the technology is still very new, so which would explain the higher prices. Because I feel like if you ask a lot of people, $80,000 is quite a bit for a vehicle. Obviously. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to turn this off, and I'll show you how to do this actually. So if you notice, there's no start button. So it's just like most Chevy EVs. The only thing you have to do is the key has to be in the vehicle. Close the door, and all you have to do is put your foot on the brake. And we're ready to drive. Except for the buckle to drive, you still have to obviously put your seatbelt on before you drive. So I actually didn't even show you the back seat, so I'm going to show you actually how much room is back there. At least get the AC on. Vinyl seats, vinyl flooring, obviously work truck-esque. There's a ton of room. Absolute crazy amount of room back here. Super comfy. All right, now let's do what the most exciting part of this is. Driving it. Okay. Yeah, so it's at 78%, and we got 355 miles on it, left on it. So the range is pretty crazy. So this outputs up to 10.1 kilowatts of off-board power. So what Chevy actually claims is, provided that's all you could use to power your home, because obviously it's not going to power the entire thing 24/7. But this has a 200 kilowatt hour battery, and it can output up to 10.2 kilowatts of off-board energy, like I said. So GM claims that provided that's all you use per day, you can actually power your home with this truck for about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, which is pretty insane. But got some buttons over here. You got your electric parking brake, of course, your tow mode, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, opens up the front. Your trailer brake controller's right here. Windshield wipers, all that's right there. This is your drive mode selector, works just like the new Traverse. If you haven't watched that video, I'll show you how to do that right now. I'm gonna stay in demo mode here. The screen's nice. You could take a look at all your your vehicle's information. Click on different things. You can see tire pressures. You can see your energy efficiency, energy usage. They do show you an RST on every single screen. It doesn't matter, but this is the RST trim with the big wheels and sprayed bed liner. Very nice. Yep, tire pressures, all that you can see. All your cameras. Yep. Well, you got all your surround vision and everything. So I will say, you know, this is a work truck trim, but it actually has a good bit of stuff. I mean, it doesn't have heated seats or heated steering wheel. It doesn't have convenience features, but it has safety features. So this is the new shifter. So notice I just put it in drive. This little button on the end is park. And if you pull it towards you and down, that's drive. You push it forward and up, that's reverse. And then just P for park. Pretty easy. And then if you hold it here for a second, it's just neutral. And then just pop it down. All right, let's head out. Let's have some fun here. Sorry, I gotta adjust my hat. Also, what's nice is there is one pedal driving, but I don't have it activated. I don't really, it's not my thing. Well, now it's on. Like, you don't have to use the brake pedal. You just use the gas pedal only. As you let up off the gas, the brakes automatically get applied. I think it's cool, but I like two-pedal driving. That's just a personal preference for me. Just want to adjust my camera. It's giving me some issues. It's electric, so obviously it's quiet. I'm very curious about how the power gets put down in this thing. It's like an 8,500 pound truck, but it's got 500 horsepower. So I mean, we'll see how that performs. Now it does slowly decelerate even without there being hills. So I'm assuming at some point there is still technically a little bit of one pedal driving. It's just very, very, very light. It's not aggressive. If you turn it on, it's like it's aggressive. Like, it'll brake. Sorry for adjusting the hat today. It seems to be not sitting right for some reason. Drives very nice so far. All right. It's actually super comfortable. I mean, the wheel feels great. Actually, handles pretty well. If they weren't 80 grand, I could definitely see myself driving one of these. It's actually pretty nice. Suspension's comfortable. No more leaf springs. It's all 4 corners independent suspension. No more leaf springs in the back. I can definitely tell, I mean, you do go over the bumps about the same as you do in a normal leaf spring gas-powered 1500, but I can tell the bumps, you could feel the bumps still, but they are a little bit cushier. So it actually, the ride quality is actually quite an improvement. Gets up the hill no problem. The mirrors are a large, very large mirror, which is nice. It's got the blind spot monitors in it. All right, let's see how this thing handles. Brakes are good. Screw fell down. And on the power. Yeah, for how heavy this thing is, it is quick. Wow, actually put your head back. It's very, very, very interesting. So that's what 500 horsepower in an 8,500 pound vehicle feels like, all electric. That's a very, very interesting feeling in a good way. This drives awesome. Drives very, very well. It does hold you back a little bit. I mean, we're going downhill pretty decent, and I do think the one pedal driving is being very, very light still. See, I don't really have any reason to tow anything crazy, but if I was, I highly doubt it would be over 10,000 pounds. So, I mean, if it were me, it's a little bit more money, but I think I would rather opt for the extra range than I would for the extra towing capacity. 10,000's plenty. 12.5, I wouldn't really see a use for me anyway. 500 miles sounds a lot better than 350 or 375. Typical electric humming sounds. It sounds very, very different. Oh wow, it actually has adaptive cruise control. Neat. You don't really have an engine noise, obviously, to mask the road noise, like with the tires and everything, but actually it's not too bad. First time I've ever driven an all-electric pickup, so I'm assuming that's what most of them are probably going to be like. Just a little bit of road noise just because you don't have the engine noise to wash it out, which isn't a big deal. I actually don't mind it. Drives great. Super comfy. Can't believe how much storage you have down in here too. It's like a foot deep and it goes the whole way back, and this opens up. It's kind of crazy. There's no latch for it though. It's kind of weird. It opens and closes, but nothing holds it there besides really stiff, I guess, arms to keep it there. All right. On the ramp. All right, let's see how it gets on the highway. That's awesome. Thanks, dude. go. Got the adaptive set to 70. This guy get around me. Barely even pressed on the pedal. It's actually kind of crazy how fast this thing gets up to speed. Oh, the wiper's on by accident. Now the RST model will have Super Cruise, which you may have seen in the video I posted earlier. The last one I did with the brand new Traverse that had it. That's pretty neat. Go ahead and check that video out if you want to see something pretty cool, actually. It's very similar to Tesla's Autopilot. It's kind of Chevy's proprietary version. Works extremely well. Brakes work really well. One more pull quick just because it's fun. That's insane. Brakes work very well. That's all right. Somebody took my spot. That's okay. I'll pull in here. Not a problem here. Test out the backup camera. I can back into this spot here. Very nice. Perfect. Beautiful. This thing's sweet. So yeah, like I said, the only thing you have to actually do is just get out. There's no stop. There's no button. See, everything's shut off. There's also a button on here you could press to manually turn the vehicle off if it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, depending on how much you get in and out while the vehicle's running. But all you have to do is open up the door and it shuts off. Ideally. Well, that was awesome. Silverado EV, guys. Big thank you to Blaise Alexander Chevy in Muncy, PA, of course, for allowing me to keep doing these videos. I really appreciate it, guys. This thing's incredible. I will see you guys in the next one.